I'm so excited to just do a quick little live. We're not going to be in here too long, but I did want to have a conversation about Mercury going retrograde in Aries. And as I'm filming this, it is, what is today? What is today? It is March 30th. So we know that Mercury is already in pre-retrograde shadow time at this point, and it has been since March 18th, okay? So where we're watching in our charts is we're going to be watching the dates between March 18th and May 13th of 2024. This is the full retrograde cycle, okay? And we're going to see that the retrograde is happening between 27 and 15 degrees of Aries. So grabbing the chart, getting very specific about looking at what is the housing area that this is happening in for you. If you're just starting, just get a sense of the house. What house is this happening in? Because it'll tell you the department of life that is trying to grab your attention and say, hey, review this, right? Now, if you want to go even further, you want to look at any other planetary or angular connections that this retrograde is going to have going through your chart. Now, if you have no idea how to find that in your chart, you're not there yet, I have another video that will pop up below this particular video on how to find the active transit in your chart. And astrology is rich and it is delicious, but it is so much better when you're not listening to just the general and you're bringing it into your own chart. So I really highly encourage you that if you want to be in the astro game, get your own chart, whether it's me for free from whoever you love and follow, but get your own chart first of all, and then really start to learn to read that thing. And lots of us have beautiful resources to help you do that, okay? But a little bit more about the Mercury retrograde, especially in the energies that we're in right now, where I don't know how you felt about it, your experience, but it seems like there's so many thoughts and ideas and things are racing, and it could be this, and what about this, and this bombarding of ideas of you're not good enough, you shouldn't do this, you can't do this, all the limiting ideas, followed by all of the positive ideas of, well, okay, maybe it could be this, it could be this, or maybe I should do this, maybe I can go this way. So as we're approaching the real stationing retrograde of Mercury here on the 1st, I want to invite you to first of all remember that a Mercury retrograde or any planetary retrograde is not about running and hiding under a rock. Like, you don't need to do that. We don't stop our lives, right? Instead, you learn to work with it and give this as an opportunity where Mercury, the thinking planet, the communication planet in Aries, a very direct, fiery energy, may want to just say, you know what, F it, I'm making this decision and going this direction, but you're in retrograde, so this may not be the wisest thing for you to do. Now, caveat to this, if you've got Mercury retrograde in your chart, this may be a wonderful time for you to be taking action because your Mercury is much more comfortable. And so while the rest of us are running in and we have to review and rethink and re-edit and reconnect ideas and slow down and make sure that's the thing we want to do, you've been thinking about it. Your internal world may be spot on in alignment and it's waiting for you to take action or to say the thing or to ask the question. So I want you to think about that as well. If you've got Mercury retrograde in your chart or in your progressed chart, this may be a wonderful season for you to be very outward. For the rest of us, it's like all information is maybe not seen just yet. That's why we're being given an opportunity to slow down, to also trust the process of what does it mean to wait? What does it mean to wait? How are you in the waiting? How are you in the needing to be put like on hold for a minute and not being able to like force a decision or go fight the battle, Aries, the way that you would like to? This is a really interesting energy because it's in fire. So we're going to want to go. We're going to want to say the thing, make the decision, do the thing. But the energy is not maybe entirely clear. So the better thing to do right now, if you've been working on a business, if you've been working on a contract, if you've been thinking about moving something forward, you're having the courage to take it forward, be like Santa right now. Make your list, just check it twice, go back over it. Go back over it. See, are there any holes? Do you really desire to do these things? Because when we're also talking about Aries, this is a Martian ruled planet, and Mars at the time of this retrograde is in Pisces. So go back spiritually. What you're thinking you want to do, is it what is right energetically for you? Now, the next place I think is fantastic for you to go is into your natal and your progressed lunar phases, because depending on what progressed lunar phase you are in, you may be trying to make decisions in your life right now like you are in the summer living your best life. And your season of life is actually in the winter. So not only will this feel out of alignment, but the more that you push against life and try to make your life be in a season that it's not, we offer ourselves a perfect invitation to do things like get hurt physically and to get really very sick. And these are not things that I think any of us intentionally want to do. So I would really encourage you to go and look, what progressed lunar phase are you in? And what is your natal lunar phase as we're experiencing this transit? Because if your natal lunar phase is fast and the season of your life is fast, all of this you can handle and take action in a way, you can review in a way that will make more sense, as opposed to if your natal lunar phase is slow and the season of your life is really very fast, you already have to negotiate these two seasons and how to get them into these two energies and how to get them into alignment. So you will be less likely to be clear during this retrograde time to make a really informed decision. So use your astrology for you, not against you, okay? Now, something else to think about is Mercury in Aries. Where do you need to make or accept an apology? This, I think, is going to be huge, especially as we've seen Pluto come into the vibration of Aquarius. Many pain points have become apparent to us where it's like, ooh, that hurts, that's stuck. I'm not able to get away from this particular pain thing. So Mercury in Aries can actually make us open our mouths and say, uncle, like say, I need help. I'm sorry. I don't know how to do this. All of these kinds of phrases may very impulsively come out. And that is to the good. That is to the good because it allows us to slow down and rethink about what we really want, the direction we really want to go, what we really need. The other challenge I do see with that, though, is that you may have your finger like right there on something. You're like, I think it's this. I really think it's this. Hold on a minute. Because you really, it's like you can't quite express exactly what it is, but you know you definitely need something. So in the season of, hold on a second, hold on. Don't get distracted from where it is that you're thinking you want to go, but instead let's look at what we can get out of the way so that the path is clear. Last thing I want to say about this is because we see that as this Mercury retrograde is going to travel and we get all the way to the end of it on the 25th, we see that Mercury and the North Node are right here together. So if you can give yourself some time, really from the 1st all the way to the 25th, to be in the review, to ask some questions, to make sure you are in alignment energetically with where you want to go, that first of all, when Mercury comes direct and this window starts to peek open for action, I think you'll feel so much more aligned. It's like all of this information I have and experience from the past that I have assimilated together, I got clear on. Now I feel like I'm taking an action that is in alignment with my destiny, with where I'm actually supposed to be going, and I'm so much clearer on it. 5 days later, we see Mars get into the vibration of Aries, and now you are taking reviewed action in a very direct way. You can go directly towards what you want to do. Kind of think about it like you're mapping out a trip. And right now you're going to be during the retrograde at the point of the trip where you're like, well, wait a minute. I was really thinking we should take this cool shortcut over here. We should take this shortcut definitely. And then you have a review and you find out you don't want to take that shortcut because the bridge that they say is there has actually been gone for 5 years. So then when you get on your road trip, it's very clear the direction that you can go. You're like, boom, I took a review. Now I know what's over here. So think about this as you're traveling, that energetically, this is similar signature for all of our signs, but where you're going to want to look and take a view is where are the 15 to 27 degrees of Aries actually happening in your chart, and then it will tell you exactly the department of life that you can apply this principle and these concepts into your own world. So I hope that your Mercury retrograde is really good, really useful, something really productive. Remember, just if an ex comes back, like Mercury retrograde doesn't mean you have to sleep with them. It doesn't mean you have to be with them. Sometimes things come back because they need our review. There's a conversation we needed to have. And sometimes things come back to see if we're really done with that vibration. So don't be a retrosexual, because you cannot blame Mercury retrograde, the moon, or anything else for it. You have to be accountable for your decisions. All right, my beautiful friends, I love you a ton, and I look forward to walking with you through Mercury retrograde and seeing you in all of our other content we join together for. Bye, beautiful friends.